Adom 106.3 FM. My name is baby. 24 minutes after 9. I'm a fat Nancy. And come on, I say that. No, I question day ODK, founder and leader, union government of Atnase. So na minia.
Street. Street. Now, a setting girls are not very clear. So, come on, you didn't offer.
We now quality discussion. Quality discussion. Yeah, is a member of the National Communications Team, a former PRO, Ministry of Education, and a lawyer in good standing. Over. Me say a shame komo no ase na we just briefly asani komo e ho no Kumasi mayor fufuro we fi ase so otu anamon bi efa adwadifo a wo mo kwan so moto ande e ka kwan so ene ne ka ho in fact waka kura se mo anantwie ni ade ne na nam Kumasi no so aka ho ase adwadifo ne de wo kire se enche bia ono ane ne namfufo beti asikrom na omo de ma omo bana oto ande ka kwan so a won be hwew enantwie ni ade ne nam Kumasi mountain so am say no ne echewa ye mbisa ni wura kura na ye de ko mayanka akokunu ye de akọ prisons akoye nnuane ama prison for ofa me a quick reaction on this one afi ye wi akọ enkomo no so ofa
yo mamenchia me ofa say akwesi lawyer amini be program na menchia lawyer menchia a former minister Duchum me admire no so much na menchia
over na so the was
asem we yedi ko yes me fam asem obusa we jerry ado ko fa egade edu ko asem was Kumasi me asem
say so chia ansana
then chere bia o chia Dr. Duchum o chia no ko chia Dr. Duchum na ayede
say mo ya nuafo ejane oba ene so konkron ejane oba ne konkron
mami
we ya ira ba bebe fie
tie the woman say me ne honorable Dr. Duchum aye adwuma pen
yes
sebi obrodwuma ye no fonso bi anya de ama ho obi ehu adwuma oboye enyina so ma kwanya ma ye de yesome sa chapter na ye de yewie na em se so mpese me ye de me move on so nti fonso bi anya de eni ho memria me wo fa kai nyina honorable so honorable Duchum the presidential ambition or day or wa honorable Kens ma kwedi honorable Kens or day he is very competent and qualified just like any of them say honorable Ken or Dr. Baum will be very competent and qualified but my interest has more to do with within by 2028 the me susu say obetima je tumi ayede ama MPP ebia that chibi no Dr. Duchum betima je tumi ayede ama MPP by mpempe de me susu say kai wa hoden obetima ayede
enti beyond adwuma won Dr. Duchum eye no moving into the 2028 presidential candidate race no you feel you don't owe any allegiance to Dr. Duchum say bia obe support no obe through support behind him based on adwuma won
o say
allow me to moderate the show. So you
my more fantastic say ni tru kwabo me so me dey pa betima bo etu o fa tru kwabo ngrura
me respond to that question
after 2020 let us open so check Duchum say Canada Japan
enye Kennedy ni conversation I asked a very simple question. Say moving into the 2028 presidential candidate race, no, you feel say any allegiance be to former boss? But quick one, Pacho.
Question where they say a leading question. As soon as you bring in a question of whether or not to be allegiance to offer.
The mic not off. The mic not off.
As soon as I had the question of whether or not to be allegiance, now one share But also question on allegiance.
Yes.
I mean, a very intelligent question. The reason they say one fa acquire se besepani kunna ede ahabai. Mpenifo se tase ne banyansa fo.
Yes.
One fa nyansa nka ho a na one sana kra ede akopa. The metima kan say oyo obi a meji need say obetima di party nenu. Because me na adwuma ede epen.
Yes.
I can only wish him the best for now. Say no adwuma na ye no. Adwuma na ye de ebewe.
Yes.
Say so no menya ne suade hu foforo. Say by 2028 de. Honorable Kennedy Japan na media me susu say MPP de neba o ahode obetima yede agitumi na ama party no.
I see.
But aside that no kra se biebru democracy na yede yeko. Do obewi ni bia say Dr. Baumia say na no Dr. Baumia ekoye omo wo kene wo ham yenyina medinachi. Say Dr. Baumia say honorable Duchum say honorable Ken. But Dr. Baumia champo say me madam for no. Madam for no pa nya nchen yo. Madam for pa Dr. Baumia champo. Anna o de
Kwasi landing on that.
Madam for part of Dr. Berry Champo. Very fantastic one. What I say? Dr. Duchu is midnight Jumaya Day, Epping. Anna, many honorable can so nam say. Dr. Bamiasana to a bar, primary so in seeing their support. Any of them are party in the baby a bear made, midnight changing a bidn't. But all choice. But for now, dear, Mimi GD Muno. GD Sebio, Memo and Mebunu to semi a day, as was a GD Nibi. The ordinary people no are calling for honorable Ken. The average Ghanaian no, so more the Ken by the end better. And I can't be selfish. It's not really about me. If it's about me, there is when your hand and I went to my mini day, my mini ho. But I'm also mindful not to also sound ungrateful. Sebio and Sa told you an ammo where did pen dear. Abribia na mekasa kwese besipani kuna yede ahaban. Mintimi kujena be bia ni honorable Duchum yede boniaye. Why adwuma on my adwuma pe on makwenya. Sabran menya mfie menya 28 years. Spokesperson to the Ministry of Education.
Yeah.
Enya hwekwadi mpija yede ene munyama yede abreme. Ene am ye lawyer yi obeba so bo lawyer na asa ka say former spokesperson.
Yes.
Na hwan podo mo adwuma obeka cho say usa akonya eko school. So he's not a bad man. He can equally lead the party. But I mean, this has more to do with convictions and preference. Okay. But I can only wish him best. But for now, I stand with Honorable Kennedy.
That's it.
Oh, best set me up. More fun.
Chairman Akwaba. Chairman Akwaba. The chairman of all chairmen. The chairman of all chairmen, former Greater Accra Regional Minister, Chairman Emeritus. Hey! Sorry, former Greater Accra Regional Chairman.
What the minister don't know why you write
Chairman, you're looking good.
Thank you.
We have a code there.
I'm just coming from your
TV. Yes. We were just watching you on TV. Yeah.
More internal issues we bring, and the party needs to go through a lot of reforms, and also more strategic. Now, resolve those issues. And Sakrana flag bearer race riding Abem.
Yeah.
But I hope say Dr. Baumiade so the Yoga Mama take the slot, and you're likely because Mama you're not now. It is only divya and you like to say another nod so ever sabe fakunyanako any possible. Edi mama atranketi Baumia chances to become the president. Oh please. The reality. I don't want pen cressa. It can off we are just at the corner off. Me say question me busano. But party no says mama dear so no. Odi and this for nkwanso. Only and this for nkwanso ananya sanete. And I'm saying not the dia. Yes am paja akunya ne nkon off. Simple as ABC. It is the chance and control the president no. Atwam. What you make the president money ye?
Okay. Point well me.
Me representative party. Ni akase bia wo honorable Kennedy Japan.
Na akase no.
Ye talk about.
Una akase no. Me individual me kwa kan wo Angel FM me dey akere.
Angel TV.
Oh please na MPP ni so. Wo na MPP ni. Wo kwa MPP wo ba.
Wafa.
Ya finance ko forma mo me di president unko school.
Wafa kwesi ade.
Mo ba mu tu no. Munya.
Over. And I pay the wabo.
Zuba. Zuba Samawaka. If 1992 may be about can be. And you see, political entanglement, you know. A man may have phone to me, you said also. Obeka we nyina ye be crack hwipu bi obejai because we are in a society multi-party democracy no saying but some model no and functional illiteracy wo kruma say eno an ye mfana wo no bi kra ka so America kra sa ne no oh there's a mugwa and professor wa ni nkusi aga professor for mponi and you man say what you say
yeah for me too
you Zuba call pepper but system na be na kana no ato no wajai because there's a tendency say you be pay vote a free street hawkers no and ama every leader bia or Ghana ha including mayors ni DCs, you know. So more ba they work for their party and not the interest of the nation. It is Zuba some kind of who interview no limit. I say o carry a very osa na chika krakakra abano kind ni na opeso yi free any ade. You see system na you no e man kwama ne nya until say the best at the model of our governance architecture no bibia no be adwuma.
In fact, I was just thinking around Honorable Henry Quartey, your man in Greater Accra regional minister. He had a vision for Greater Accra region and Accra as a whole. But Osha you know, there were so many, you know, entanglement enti me amanye adwuma no anwie. Enti Zuba Shasi me tiere ka sendwe am say, "Hey, papa onto ne boase."
Oh, say free 1992. I started with the MPP time.
Onto ne boase.
Ne o papa bi ne friend no bibi owusu. No ye MP wo Kwabre wowu. No ye regional minister ko 4 time. Oba ya namtwe sre ni mas boy se mo chia mo we ye o ka be na otumi no anka bi. I had some man you could force importation of chicken what the embargo atoso o ka wi edi na otwe no sai revoke on one as more kind or reverse. You see your system na man be chichi ni pansa gu machi and among for be behave to say ostrich and ye can cross a match or mine no more can party asem and partisanship destroy this country. Systems are not working. Bibia nya dwuma wo ma we mu laws a culture of impunity is on ascendancy. Bibia no aye be you. You can say the sanche we ye dwuma with the human interface here. But we be catch us hey US for ye be. But the refugee environment in the crop. The mindset are not the same.
Okay.
The culture and traditions are not the same. How can you carbon copy American system to say be adwuma wo Ghana nam when you the same results? I mean, in the background I work as no now we are na unimi nya work na politics ankasa wonya wadwen so be sua ni ye but partisanship lengths and wa share and I didn't kuma na
over. Is this an admission say Ghana ha? Of course you nyina enim say emra no enya adwuma there are laws, especially assembly bylaws ni ade e wo bebre enso enya adwuma entinia Zuba awokeka nyina no bia
eni mra o emra bia e wo book mu a yen apply no impact on the people no enya mra because laws are made to impact on people na se mra no wo bukum na aka bukum na ye ya de fofora e dey just say wo mra.
Okay,
we don't have it.
All right,
this yenya de yenya betumi yes system e be enforce so enema na se si ade ama ni nyina e ko ne se opa mazuba nye dede ni nyina na this regional chairman Fred Iramama Samasa me you no buy ne kasa wonti o na se si ade oyi amen DC your chances in Ashanti region no kofom he will be called to order obejai because DC want to continue in government. It is my brother, I pity him. Say at this time all can we knowing full well say partisanship destroy 80 man in the oppressor
that's it. I think I will have to give Chairman a bite on this before we get into question. Maybe also respond. Chairman.
Last week about in the wish black dance some other.
Oh, last week Nana Mr. Black.
Oh, sir, that's
we lost one of our colleagues.
Oh.
Yeah, DJ Awana.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ntim dem Emamuyako.
Yeah.
Zuba. He misspoke.
He did?
He misspoke. I don't know what I saw. Waba nkrofo no mu Wall Street no. Ube say wo omufi street no. Kumasi Central Market needs to be constructed. This was in the pipeline.
Yeah.
There's I don't know Kumasi well, but some we went on a tour, campaign tour, and we said, you see market to be, or I don't know, grow from Kasisa, yes. Then we said, they haven't completed it. So
since NDC one, your mama one.
Well, so
up to today.
So these are the things I expect him to say. Sir, I am now going to complete these structures so that we offload Nkrofono no alternative place for them to trade. And then they are recalcitrant. Or more bus hitting the
Then you can.
Exactly.
They won't come
They can't some. What I say, but you don't have alternative place for them. Number two, I'm sure the KME, Omoji toll, Omoji toll, Omoji daily tolls, fee Sahokes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I stand to be corrected.
Oh, they do.
But if they do,
Street workers
then you have legitimized their stay there. But when you go there every morning where they are standing and you are collecting money from them, I just say you recognize them to be there. Number three, any policy that you have done ain't working, it is because almost more enforcing policy, they've been compromised.
Yes.
So these three things, Uba as a mayor, that's the first thing that you should look at. That's the first thing. Your policy statement should be that. But to go on the says they are democratic, you see where they be. So it is far out of context. It's far out of place. You cannot do in this modern age, 21st century, Africa, world. Among for a progress. You haven't found an alternative place for them. Then you are going to whip them. And so he misspoke. Matisse, he himself is now retracted because almost 99% of NDC people, more platform, have condemned it. It is not right. One can hear. So you should look for alternatives, how to resolve the issue of hawking. It is happening here. Yeah. I remember, Senate had a policy of building markets. We said, see Bukom Arena, Salaga Market, and all the satellite market in Accra. Senate was trying to improve them. Almost to see some markets, so that we can offload this. So there's a channel you can tap into it, because the state Babuanos here, they'll get them because recurrent expenditure. They can be getting their money all the time. BOT. What I say. So the problem is that our markets are old-fashioned. Our markets are those markets in any way by but now no.
Can I see market a champion is here?
Oh, well, exactly. But you see, the problem is that population is growing, and we are not expanding.
Yeah.
Or you are not expanding, and that is that is what that's the bane of the problem.
Yeah.
Until whipping there is totally out.
It's out.
Let us find alternative means create more market, modern convenient market, access home, so that all this burning it taking place in Ebeja.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so
Chairman,
I mean, that's
briefly on that, Nafi, we have a serious Galamsey issue on my table, and I'm saying I can't answer.
I'm Edikana, more for Casano, or the Casana say, I'm here on the ticket of the party.
Yes.
I'm a TR representative party. No?
Yes.
The fact said me here for a honorable Canadian Japan Chesebia or Kasembi on Dr. Baumiana and Jefa. Metra Jose Yankanasa.
But didn't not.
Oh, offer. I don't think so. Oh, Mamma Chimway. Mamma Chimway. Senkama Manusia. Say a Jamife. A dear Mefaka.
Yeah.
Who said, and Simbo, where Yan on Aquese indirectly, no, because it benefits your candidate into a Buenagus.
Yeah.
As to whether a Northerner can become a president again, whether Mijidi say a Ghana for them, and no, and Odike and a betchere. Banche, but vote ye back, Banche, Jan a betchere. A party for no, ye beko primaries, ye qua, the Bayina Babiano, in the best support.
Obi cry ye argument, be say President Kufuor completely in a term as an Akan. Obi in Ghana for Satuma another Akan, Professor Mills. So the point that Ura Odike is making is neither here.
But you see, you also have to look at the jurisprudence, the political jurisprudence.
That's also
and
another,
and the people and how they vote.
Absolutely,
all those things comes in.
Yeah.
To some extent, an overall case kakra. If you want to do an academic exercise, but within a political debate, I mean, idea. Make a test one train. Banchenya Jana Bede.
Absolutely.
Ghana for now.
Adom 106.3 FM.
Zuba Nsem.
Yes.
Media make say I think say emna me take kakra. Osha anka adwen ode kasa na the motive may not be wrong. But in Mramukwe no ye will be a friend intent. There will difference between motive and intent. Motive here botaya ma ode dey e kan sa na sa ode ya de. Na intent ni the reasonable and probable outcome of your act. And to be a wuchi to show bi so. E bi ana wo botaya de ka ode hunu na no meboa. Na so wuchi to show bi so bi a obi anim say reasonably no. Wa hwe wu asem na ye de e ka. Enti bi a oba foforo nti no I want to pardon him. Ni nyina yemfa nche no. Se bia wo oba sometimes the exuberance and bia the world no power person or the adwuma no kasa bi wo ha be kama na ye de akwachi. Because nsem bi wo ha kasa no asem kro na ye okwa fa so ye de eka no. That is wisdom. Asem na be so oka na ye okwa fa so ye de eka no. Anu nti na sabi o okwa hemfie kra na nsem bi wo ha ohene kawi a na ya ma chiame so asa ye de aka anaso watrana na bibisa ebosu ko ma hemfuru nyina hinkwafo nyina kasa wie ansa na ye de aka na ensem ni wo hwa won sese ntie ye de yesa wan hwe a oba na ku untimi nka nje me se bia bro ye ma menom ne ye papa nom ne ye wo fa no mu edi pa ewo edwemu no so ofom ra ye nkobo na ba na se enye ye ka offenses and illegalities a ewo road so a enye omo ton no manko enye hokes nko a from 92 till now yes Google na hear the number of road accidents that nipa hina enwo
first quarter
you cover 40,000 since 1992 and the recorded ones. Hey, what happened? Yeah,
from January to today.
I may come from 92. Yes.
700.
Yes. One more. Cholera being queer, HIV in queer, and when it comes to your enforcement and compliance as a people, your general performance is very low. And when we want to have a conversation, let's have it comprehensively. Say road conversation, say enforcement when it comes to road regulations, road safety, and normal compliance. What can say any so muton road? My enfe bufo nkwa say a man nkwa so. Say be buye kan change any event o. So then say ba any event. So be per se Ghana Blasters and say Blasters are who dey na call for money adi. So person Blasters ochena otimi ko World Cup no kwaje World Cup. Yanka say ochena yakọ free team na dey omo kobo no ochena yamakwaji o. No. It's a process, it's a balancing act. Yes, a sending kakran, a committee, a leadership shame, a discussion, and sana ede, a fro. And I'm not chama yeke. Who you are fru on one and then no monkodi. Secondly, alternative livelihood ben now or the other day.
Okay.
Until we have all this conversation. Won't you make general council say you why they obabuamo? And to me, the American and say wabafufro. Comments like this, and I also believe he misspoke. One can say, but he should do the honorable thing, honorable thing. Na train sign, na patch, and let's all move on.
Okay.
So why yes, sir, within a space of 1 week, there, I don't know you move bit like I say we were prima coma. Then the president appointing authority should act because Nipa na no more.
Okay, all right. But I say Adom 106.3 FM. And I'm paying command per se a break a crowd. Galamsey kwa. Sisi abedane bibi young Ghana food na ye kuma. And right, Forestry Commission and the Ghana Armed Forces a cooperation within the Subri Forest Reserve. Omokoho na upon a tip off. They were actually expecting maybe a small, settlement of illegal miners. So it will be about 50 or some 100. But there's a settlement within the forest reservoir. A nipa over 10,000 at over 10,000 population. Makeshift structures. Ewo forest reserve nim. Niyama bebre. Woho. Money laundering, child trafficking, illegal drugs, and forest home. And in fact, as we speak, there for camp settlement, no, almost say but the question is, if we can sit aloof, na BBC etimia koso. And when I was talking to the regional forestry director, which I say there are similar settlements. Yeah, surprisingly, just say they in fact, and the man told me they have their own independent power producer. Yeah, Chanfino and the power generator, the power light into per lighter, no abituana connect to a vast land. Over 3,000 hectares of Nsase and Omaseno and Omotiho and Omoko to Galamsey, Ewo Subri River no Emu. This is where we are now. Chairman, with the message safe also. Chairman Adikuka.
Me share video no. Now, maybe some say, how did this happen? Radar. How did they go under the radar? The system did not see them, and yet baby Aisha see only yesterday, which means it has been there for so many months and years. Oh, so how did it go under the radar? And if it is all over the place, I just say, yeah, it's not able to me at na Ghana. Now, all of a sudden, the invasion will take place. The whole country is invaded. But how did they get there? That's the question. How did they get there? You know, many people who are media politics. But seriously, this is the time that a serious inquiry must take place to find out how did they come? Did they come in bus loads, or did they come in? They trickled in, and how did they locate who located that place? Who said they can go and have a colony in that area? It has some very serious, and we are told that these are made up of people from the sub-region.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
It means our borders are very porous. Because for Burkina, Niger, Mali, all those places, no, did they come through immigration here? Because the main entry to this country is the western post, that is Elubu, and borders that are dotted all over the place. So it means that the borders are all porous. For them to be able to come all the way from, because all those they border us. For them to come all over and infect, I use the word infect. The place has been infected by such number of human beings. And a wake-up call, a serious wake-up call. We cannot sit in this country and all of a sudden wake up in the morning and they come and tell us that, by a tip-off, come and tell us that 10,000 people are in this. Hey, so 500, I say, we are not, some okay, it's understandable. Yeah. 10,000, a serious colony. Serious colony. And if there are other forms of human beings in these forest areas, and there are some how do you resolve this issue? I've listened to Collins Dowda, and I've listened to a few people. One of the examples said, maybe a military barracks permanently stated no. When we saw Galamsey, those work on north western region and no, maybe a military post permanently stated in that in those gold, but people don't go in and look for gold there. It's about time. Galamsey Assembly Yakano, burning and all those things. No, all these buga meshes. You see, it is about time we identify this place and put permanent military posts in these places. And these military men should not be compromised. When you go there, you shouldn't stay there more than 6 months. After 6 months, you are moved off. Another group comes in. After 6 months, you are moved out. Another group comes in. Every baby, Galamsey no Assam no is big. I say a war. We have to take it like we are now fighting a war. Because look at this. Look at this story that broke up yesterday. It's what we are fighting in those areas. You know, just
agro bi kra na yedi. Chairman.
Yedi
agro kra bi yedi.
Ya kuka ya 5-10 people. Na yedi emika na ya gashi yedi agro. Look at the number of people. And they have their own government, government, money changer, bank, BBR. It's Assam no Nsem. Galamsey Assam we so na pa yaka Galamsey Nsem because it just the matter is bigger than what we see. I don't know whether drones can map up all these forests if they can see, if the drones can see through the forest to be able to identify all these places. It's something. Yeah. Politics are. If we continue doing everything with politics, because the 4-year cycle, no. I don't want to take decision about harm because we should start educating ourselves that governance or building this country does not depend on 4-year cycle. It must be a long-term project because other countries have made it. That sir, these days YouTubers almost visiting other countries, Jamaica. South Africa, and when you sit down and you watch this, you ask yourself, Ghana is a village. Seriously. But countries, I mean Guyana, Dominican Republic, those countries, no, when I was growing up, you saw them as they are not our peers. Ghana or Mumba. This time, I even Lesotho, Botswana. Now I feel like going to holidays there. I feel like moving myself to go and stay there. Lesotho na ISI, Botswana na ISI. Developed. What is a Galamsey? To gold, gold, diamonds. But when to say, degraded, soil, squatters. Yesterday, the president of Namibia was pumped 500 Americans to diamond. Also, they've come to the country illegally. It was deporting 500 Americans on the visa and or the visa restrictions are to all European countries. As about Namibia, no, you have to get a visa. First, a visa free for Europeans. No, but we say these are the kind of things that we should be looking at developing our country. But here we are. We are now having colonies, and which I didn't listen to the interview. But I'm passing about 350 acres of land.
3,000
hectares. You know,
acres or hectares.
Yes. There are colonies in it, and there we are sitting on a time bomb. We are sitting on a time bomb.
Okay, but I say Chairman Emeritus Ade Coker and Oten and Canova. I remember way.
Yo, but I say the woman say governance said the time I can. Idea on the structures. Now structures no it provide continuity. Now so provide innovations. Now so I psyche the people's mind to be civilized. Krobia ka so civilizer. Ade di kai pa obi ba kroma ohun so man is civilized munsuo streams and rivers. And sana the environment. And it says a krumania be. But yet the architecture of our constitution, so what a draw a backward. A dear koyachi. And Yamania what that we are losing them. Talk of state assets. Ghana with one. Aqua ye lusuna ye sadani we dani men pipi no we dani men this we dani men pipi no we dani men this and I say aqua can ye show any ye forest cover. My brother, a multi-party democracy and ye magana ne African da abofono I used to continue colonization a new colonization. It made a kind of time with our numbers. Say you be issue some model of governance we padia. You know, young yesterday. But one prima those who are benefiting from the rot are a multi-party democracy, right? Just I'm no saying. A deba pa nature say a political interest and this if we be now MPP for Swabitu. Oko site the TNT stop punya MPP NDC issue. NDC chairman was say we yaba na aba. Kwa no mo say now we interview ba kon say omo fire gunshot. Yeah,
omo bow forest no ma fe there. Omo the excavators na there no air forest no ma. The fire gunshot. Enti community ho no untimi men ho.
E the MPP ya the powers ni na ama the president Nana Akufo-Addo no nim hu bi. Yewura Akufo no nim hu bi. Womo maba konya including Mahama. Omo nim hu bi. Omo ne foreign interest and destroy Ghana. Hwa na so first man kwa na Ghana emra ne makwan. Omo mpanyi da Akufo na bese samra no. Na Galamsey no na ye takwa ne oboase. Underground mine no mo ye no. Omo yimfutu anwane free form wa. Na omo akọ damp no baby. The dumping site one particles ni become it was one de mercury near the call site wa na umu gada small particles to sell. It is so first mania and new mountain bar America for Beijing and Umeso flag Krumano. Yerakufon is a samran. Say him two surface mining. It is brown day large scale mining licenses Emma foreigners. I was in Ghana for so yeah, small scale license. Without the recourse to know say small scale license and credit Ghana for mine yankasa what you're saying. And MPP for by year for time. The license man the party members. And this first man who said the license man party members to say studio high and all Ghana media association MPP NDC. Bibia okoma bia na MPP ni NDC ba dia wo se kan ye bom ne ntimi hwe ene ye kwagi loan ni niam a ye mpanifo ni nukure nkyerɛ Galamsey nyina ye condition ye underground say mobɛma kwan ma yɛn nkurɔfoɔ bɛtu gold ɔmo pene so no magiska no ɛti China ni nam kurom a yɛde Chinafoɔ sɛ asase o Chinafoɔ sɛ yɛnsuo safomafo so yɛkye China ni a yɛde no tuma yɛnya hwee na Ghana ni deɛ China yɛmfa no ntum my brother MPP ni NDC model of governance me NDC for eba as one me kan say ba be score the MPP for ye nam for ni MPP for the otu Galamsey wo mu no oba osmasa ye so ana ye fa mo so mo ba mo mfa obi and Ghanaians are suffering enipa go ni nyina ye labels a MPP ni NDC for na akofo ma be go and kwala no free Burkina wo mu free they are working for the big men of Mwakra wo mu na eje Galamsey huska ana yina ye sofa ye ni technology ka say ye technology class say a parcel of 1 acre you go 50 meters you benya gold e bia 2 kilograms ni e say economically viable e ka say na bebo e beduru ho na ye take an free ni ye kata so ye land reclamation sika say na be free aba no ye betim bia land reclamation adua bibi wo so na abana nya bi na company na tuye na nya bi ye ni saa de we nyina ho it is gold no mutuo no a find way outside Ghana ye crime benefit na ye mama so the gold board aba na just say Galamsey no kra na mo sa be hye mu kana ko ma che ba bia munya gold na mo famra that's the meaning koko
over some na hunu
na koko board meba koko board obinya koko de kwai kuani tiri koko
say omo na mo to koko no
ana bo say and the papers nkwa na make I say look Sami Jamfine ka say or say gold business is for gold board only me na make anyam na make et ma ne do ayi ne nkwada no wo mo se Galamsey no mo encourage a kire ba bia unya gold bi kura fa
no but say what intremu from Sami Jamfine gold board ba be si smuggling no ano
na meba masa meba smuggling India folk kuma awo mututo gold ade ko Dubai yenim foreigners be bre kroma wo mututo gold wo da hotels to gold ade ko foreign countries yenim wo ma pedi for the bomb mo de cross border ade fa plane eko we know it e bi kra the chartered plane ba be fa ko we know it ye ma o man ka preba we know everything on yesa bia yenim but to me na kodo mu nsem no amaya ye helpless what I say nanka and Newmont America for and you to your gold uko gold just America for ni mu obi and the church we do ma adavert sunya road no kra yetimi tu krobi so fo nyina firi ho nya kwobobom mprebu ama wo mo e dan 2x4 bi yese ya reset room ni amakro mo nyina kakra ni chese asa yentimi na kete so nyene as people na ye architecture no ama abada president bi ato ase wo ba mfie nan Newmont for no ye meet hey wa antiase a next government ba obeti ase na ye do sa no sign agreement a lose win to the nation eti colonial masters no awu say yentime nwene yenya nipa ya adwene no esikwam eti wo mu hye politicians echi ya beto aba no masses ka koma wo mu wo beto obi say we don't see the seriousness of other parties na me makwaji gold ska free ebroni ho MPP ni NDC mpanimfo dwuma mu dia no makwajije no mu dia be dede no mu dia be ye wo mu odom wo mu ya activities na ye na mu dia kire mu to aba mu look my brother sir your forest almost say no and this mpanimfo nyina anim so mu she forest mo dia so da foko I'm tempted to believe say anche enkrofo masa akobobo mu niam asa akotena ho because signal bi beba mpanimfo no so a wo mu ntimi nyina no they will compromise
okay
cartel and how many foreign interests I am this Ghana na radio bi so all the repercussions what Galamsey activities no minua ye nua no bebre na contaminated it will think ha na ko tu banche tu babi efri babi a micro the metals ni bi are finding a way into the food what think how does he Galamsey won found what ya no akodi aduane and go to our hospitals kidney problems ni na Galamsey doctors really complaining children with deformities o ye be wo bi ne ni si ba bi foforo enema basa our people doesn't care na wo hwe ade ehu pa wo me say o manya adwiri bi say gold no aje so me sacrifice and say no matimi enya so ritual killings ewo site wonya agro innocent obi a okodi pa no makona no masie no na omo dia ritual illicit drugs trade cost wo papa me say campaign time na manso area ho na wo hwa hya wo former pa ejina kro no nkwantia bebrebe omo free other countries edi esini ne ma spread it enya sem ketwa edi benimfo
okay
minim say Galamsey do mama ebreso enyai because ndc for na we ataso say Kufuado ama MPP for 2 enye hu say tamwa omuso ba be edru omuso
all right
eti opanyiye de ebebo dawuru
all right
gold no see any technology a yen hold on for nchirima
all right
ebi omo penso do menya technology na de ye bo nchirima abro me de man usie ni CJ me say ye komanso area on ensu o nyina say o ka kra e overheat a untimi nsa bi nwu radiator no I'm telling you, let alone so pebiano. Papa mo kire mo so on sa forest we. Wuntumi na be say no. Na ye forest na jatane mwa bebre wom. Look, yi wuntumi na be kan nyina agufo.
Office from mama.
Eti me de manu si no. Me de manu say Galamsey no. Say soja ni bi antwituo organ ha. Ama ku bi ama enya de wo bejaye. Eti ye de soja ni ko ha. No a compromise because we go do site one no one say site one ye politicians no musuma no ma dia
okay
it is a mama suma me na mo tutuma money a shema num dia e dem so be to ya dia me ba to no me fa bi akọ na me suma compromise
all right
yeah eti Galamsey ne ye a whole cartel military for a suma wo mu Kufuado spend over $400 million so the operation Galam stock operation one wo mu kwa no asa fa chire no ne site wo no so to bi eti
over Mpensenpensenmu da Kufuado nim ni site
oh masa yandi mo ya na moto my dream say no kra afrin pon boat report wo kan say ono ani yon ko
ochre Mpensenpensenmu da Kufuado ni site maybe on the site
me see ensemble no na wo minister de enema beto anim say ade we na koso na ka say I'll think about it na dia to nche wa bra wa yi ganes ka say yemfan koye yemfan fight ono akwa ni fundings ya betro wo dia so ba bia wo pese say ne nka
go say dey the KM fancy ho kwasi
ya ka say ne nche
azemo mehu some trend you ho na trend na akoye say em say Ghana na ankasa no I may be wrong but ebi so a bia sese na akoye sa but I have a belief say when it comes to holding higher standard and demanding accountability from the two main political parties, say Ghana for hold MPP to a higher standard than any other party, especially even the NDC. The reason why I make us say, me sure say the Kufuado to also party to the last part and they got to obey. See the sick Galamsey once a month. Hey, me say radio program be of course as a government communicator no who speaking on behalf of government and still make sure say a buying position no you espouse how the government is doing about it and how a problem no in the city ni me nyina collective ni be sia atum na ehwe ho adwuma aka me say okotran radio so aka ho asema ade be chiko na me so na onuma obo ho nye science expert onye health expert da eswotimi kire ma me bi okowo ya nkora mienu no bom na Galamsey ho asem ena me ba do tell be na guy ena kidney ena we e kan nyina of course ni nyina betima ka ho ama nyina gitum se Galamsey nya de papa enti nyina betim dia de aba but the worrying trend that me hu media for me hwe ni yi ni Kufuado wo so no ho ade bia na ye Galamsey bia na ye pin don Kufuado ada na Kufuado free so dia we don't want to give and take responsibility and put responsibility on this government. Then they generalize no. Say the papa there. oh government no goodwill abai we by President Mahama we why say we oh was operation recover all out was we and the mo ensema no Bonia, I've noticed a trend when bia they will try to equalize and generalize and broaden the conversation on what Akufo-Addo Ashim. Let me state on record. Akufo-Addo is no longer a president. Maybe Okobia Manasumunyo no. Forget and they say Nkrumah cry yebi. Mercy cry yebi. Obia yebi. No. Hold on. Mamin Chawade. Let me explain myself. Hold on. The point I want to say is say the problems are Ghana for face there. And the Galamsey, if you read the history of it, it even predates Nkrumah's time. And the above from Baku, you blame them. Obi also by Galamsey Kwaso. Much said that narrow Galamsey on one personality. So Nakofa Galamsey, who we are seeing in Abba. On Untina Galamsey intimate. And they afraid they free so a bit tip by Yahoo Mama by Yamakase. And there was a one. Oh, to Wasi. Mama, when he comes so. Oh, for giant taps. You have offer. Not the one Gasebi. One Gasebi. Mumma, Mukaya, Kayaka, a bonipa Baku for Triswa. Moyan, media, Galamsey, come on. Me, I even want a timer. And Kaban crowd with Tumia and the job by any deeper crana and gay you should caveat also. It shouldn't be a political discussion, political platform be in film. Nay, mother technocracy, the security personnel committee my hair no more no monka. We go be about for to favor him. Or the Quebec can the Akufo-Addo Ashim kakra, that time I can BM kakra, Nakufo-Addo Beshim kakra, no take responsibility kakachama, the soon Timinka Casa Honte. Na so dada na FFF kakra, they were jet to respond kakra to Namasuma Beka, Namasuma Yakufo-Addo free, Nam de Guma Hama. So at the end of the day, how many years now? Galamsey Akwesi. Say and they say, oh, no be offer. Oh, offer won't interrupt me too much. Okay, offer would we are bekebi. Masma make Kenya and say, never again. In the history of our country, never again me akwato ababia wasase we so ya de Galamsey ebeye amanyosem. Never again. I say a year your time ya de ye say exchange rate Dr. Bawumia ya de year amanyosem exchange rate when you can reality setting meboa okay sabe by opposition when the fundamentals are weak the exchange rate will expose you afa go do 16 years ntimi nka wasem when musu basua ho chama kwaka musu basua no wo musu de the 16 wo de hwe ba bi omo se de kwakoto because these are variables wunya nsese bi wo man ndru certain status you don't have control by the amanyosem and this na Galamsey de yehudede Alice Akufo-Addo time ya antese foreign militants aba and they say ya antese foreign militants aba and they so mo kra akofo efri Ivory Coast no money other neighboring country no just to come and give them security. The bandits, how did we get there? And please let me state, say I'm not blaming President Mahama as a person. So it will be very dishonest on my part. It's a problem that we have to confront. A hard dream pie was here, and if you are not very careful, it will get to a stage like the cocaine business. No, they will become excessively powerful, become so richer than the state that the state cannot fight them again. Yes, I'm a magic way. I for no sika ma Bakufo was sika on my no. And over Tabia Bagas, oh, Ned and Bakufo be sika on my no. Yanti Kroma ne pay $2 billion IMF. Kroma obi no $3 billion and $5 billion. There are people who are richer than the country. We will get foreigners who will have vested interests in Galamsey Nkomwe. Only was an investment here $20 billion or they be shame or for security. Ghana be that standard. Oh, kwaji $2 billion loan. No be the $20 billion be say Galamsey ma be that fight no. And the adena mo be no. Me when more for I can say anytime I can say no. I was reflecting. I said I could do the politics of it. You bet maka President Mahama Obano or can say you be declare state of emergency. State of emergency, obviously, and say in here 1 week they be declare. Executive instrument, but declare in open declaring the whole country, declaring Galamsey also, only declare we. But Obaya no say nipa ho adwuma. O de abotre na be dey, be se panic na haba. Who could declare state of emergency? What it means is that you are suspending rule of law. And the share nipa 1,000 years shoot omu nyina court to be en ho abetimi dey dey akọ. So kan ho asem so be or can so the drones be fight it meboa or so the artificial intelligence. One other aspect as okaya President Mama can one sempa saying never or say one more pity no quiet to 2 more my chomono and you on moon Galamsey.
Yeah, there are faces behind.
There are faces behind them, which I perfectly agree. What happens to sir? The connected go for more coordinated or more the connected syndicator or more behind it. And we are here and we are asking ourselves, say there is a community one by the time come more him for. Also, say 35,000.
Over 10,000 population.
And more assassins.
Yeah. Over 3,000 hectares.
May the suburban BNI. They should be ashamed of themselves. National security should be ashamed of themselves. I am not saying it's a political opponent to be at the Bonia mention. Or had the Bonia, no more invite and answer Mochana Monchano. But we are here.
10,000.
I agree.
Yeah, 2-3 months ago.
No, I agree. Doesn't matter. That's
in fact, to add up, many regional forestry director Nekasano just say it's about the second or third time on my yes soup. So they go ransack the place, and then later the people come back.
So it's almost a failed mission. It's almost a failed mission.
Yes.
Yeah,
until I know
aside intelligence or mobile gada mobile pequeno, how are they deploying one more men? In your Chrome higher test a politician we are trading on Facebook. That is why we are so much interested in. We are fighting Galamsey. We are so much interested in the needless victimization of our political opponents. And that Galamsey whom come the Ekoso. It's sad, but if you are being very honest to ourselves, from the trend it may be worse under President Mahama. And you say,
I was quoting. Over. Yeah, wrap up into 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Not for you. Sorry. Over.
You see, I don't say political power on TSC. Nobody begged Akufo-Addo to become the president. Please. Yankwan say ya paracho media so said the other call can some potoche say you guys are lucky. You guys are lucky. Say me Akufo-Addo be president of this country. Akufo-Addo. Oh my goodness. Yes, was the Ghanaians are lucky to have me as their president.
Remind me.
Search it. What you say? Adia mama tenchen. Na Galamsey omo yene omo ye komini no nyina. They lied their way to the top. Now responsibility do I say politics. You told Ghanaians say Oba Galamsey obesiano. Empty the movie to Abamao. Ne balance of one kasa, one crop for Kugu Forest. Now under your watch, almost say on mine one. What say you take politics out of this? Now your politics is not about power. May I get taxpayers' money, mommy? Anymore. Let me make my tantro.
Yeah. So I'm reading from myjoyonline.com. So let me quickly go through this. 1, 2. Ebiamame.
Now me time I can't say my minimum. Me big that. I said yeah, make up a fact. Ebiana nyode. That's why I wanted you to read because
yeah. Okay. So 28th August 2022. You are lucky to have me as president. Akufo-Addo tells Yagbonwura.
Nanya Ghana ni follow kasache. Oh. Me say man kasa na. Nanya Galamsey what taking off and wrong context.
And come here to me Galamsey.
Tie dia make kan
and Galamsey.
Make responsibility asem. Oh, tie please.
What's about kind of
Akwasi.
Galamsey come on here to. So when Yagbonwura Yagbonwura no.
I'll be more scandalized if Kumasi mayor is kept in office by tomorrow.
Hey.
Asamaba. Me makasa ro on pacho. 1 minute.
Where my
Ultra Galamsey echi. Galamsey.
Eba jo me adia makoka wansa make kume. My life we say be CNN for be capture kwam fa so ba me won ebe vandalize me office. Ebe to over 50
over time now so.
The American say the American also press for be pick you know. The American say Galamsey MPP ni NDC and abom timu po say omo be bi omo betu Ghana can go to hell. Mama only solution.
Okay,
what the Mama doesn't have any solution. Yeah, not dress or be cocoa.
Medase.
Uncle who say if we are say Yankopon obo ni wiase no. Obo ya chemuni pa na amantem.
All right.
And the MPP near this moya Ghana no. Mafa Ghana say mo personal property because the people are adamant
Medase.
to follow you.
All right. Medase.
Ya bon person dako. Soja ni bi ebe twitwo.
Medase. Debi. Wofa.
Na Debi.
Hode fa. Chema man kan pese be wi ni na wo. Ntima kwasi nkasa na membra ho. Why? Kwasi briefly. Hode chairman de me man fa ho.
Me say omo mfa no bie na for me mfa no omo to. Debi. Ana me this guy na up to na yen chemi.
Debi. Kwasi 2 minutes. Kwasi 2 minutes here, sorry. Ofa kwasi adai odike. O mic no off.
The mic no.
E off.
Ofa. So when the impact of KUA can advocate for say. Jope no say
Debi. Kwasi kwa wasem no so.
Chama mo na mo be mo me fa no teacher.
Abraka.
Why you want free?
Debi me ho free kra.
Ana wa advocate for KUA. Who advocate for KUA?
Debi. Kwasi.
We dey me na dey wan fa no o me fa kwa.
Kwasi na me ko chairman ho ne so. Ofa kwasi adai. Yeah.
What am I going to say? NDC or power, they are in the helms of affairs. If you want to, within a certain context, so the MPP Bema, fair deal. So governance is a continuous process. But Ubusamia, the responsibility lies on President Mahama to fight Galamsey. But we share approach at one more at the FASO in their solution. Some of the Professor Galamsey. Ubeka say a laughable. I didn't think sir asema ye came was a community of 3,500 hectares of land. One we nipa be 10,000 a team. I don't care when it started. Now buy a ba or see the solution is say or the river gas and they fight it sir adiwe sir buy no is zeros. River gas. Say me mete oh chama. Say me mete asante atem domiabra. Na domiabra pe church ni nkro nketo e wo ho nyina no. Ya converting nyina into Galamsey. Now say sir adiwe bie na ante police ante, national security ante, ahemfo ante. Yeah, the river a blue river guard. Me freedom ya bram. So
in this case, any blue river guards na.
Me one more responses on. Of course, the state is they are not paid to sleep, so they should also work. But how can say? Okay, say blue river guard the quiet operation. Then what is the essence of one more commission to do what? Almost more complicated intelligence. Contest ya mediama me mete domia na mo fa asem nyina ho no mudidi a me foka ba kuma say obama ne am yakobubo mutu akuomo ho and they should give us comprehensive omo the best of one more opposition it appear they knew better than when they are in government now omo so and then omo ye was syndicate and kasa one mo cheche the big men woman na fund we will expose all of them ye be beti chomu nyina oba match one kra gold board and I feel omo dey form gold board one more match one cry and the syndicates will be more because now you achieve $2.1 million cocaine waha now you achieve $350 million worth of cocaine wa $350 million worth of cocaine 3.3 kilograms o convert here 66 bags of cement 66 bags of cement and you say bia obi na dey share no dey share the bag mo 66 bags of cement then what's my question say you be fighting with Galamsey right you be battle with Galamsey as I battle with cocaine
question me that say chairman yes sorry
CJ
chairman
I'm say Minya akwesi or ye big mistake. Matna abamu 8 years. 8 years. Matna abamu 8 years.
Oh, to your
over
fucking democracy.
Over. Chairman. Yes, sorry.
Akwesi matna abamu for 8 years. Report upon report, Galamsey upon Galamsey. Abaya about 3 months. 3 months. No person performing magic because
8 years as an master.
Yeah, my 8 years. We don't need 8 years to solve the problem.
Chairman.
Into all of us must put aside this politics, blame game and Kokofu football. Manuesi.
Mena say Chairman Ade Koka, a former Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the NDC. Chairman Yedase Papa Pasan, so na me of Akwesi Ade Odike, a founder and leader Union Government. Ono so bekan ho sanso na me nua Akwesi Kwaten or your lawyer. Sanso no a member of the MPP National Communications team. Ono